Hello and welcome to Quiz Class. My name's Ellis and I'll be your host for today's general knowledge quiz. This quiz consists of 100 questions and I'll be your host guiding you through each question and giving you 3 multiple choice options. At the end of the quiz, you can let us know how you rank in the comments. Are you a champion, master, enthusiast, apprentice or an explorer? Let us know your points at the end. So without further ado, let's get started with question 1. Good luck and enjoy the quiz. Which queen's jewellery was stolen from the Louvre in 2025? Empress Eugenie, Marie Antoinette, or Catherine de' Medici? The correct answer is Empress Eugenie. Question 2. What was the Louvre's original purpose before becoming a museum? Fortress, art gallery, or university? Before becoming a museum, the Louvre had an original purpose, and that was to be a fortress. When was the Mona Lisa stolen from the Louvre? 1992, 1911, or 1830? The correct answer is 1911. Question 4. Who created the satirical cop show Sledgehammer? Neil Marlens, Alan Spencer, or Glenn A. Larson? Sledgehammer was a satirical cop show created by Alan Spencer. Well done if you got that one right. Here's question 5. What network originally aired Sledgehammer? NBC, CBS, or ABC? Tough question here. How well do you know your American TV networks? The correct answer is ABC. Who starred as the rebellious cop Sledgehammer? David Rash, Ken Wall, or Alan Thicke? The answer is David Rash. Question 7. Growing Pains featured which actor as Jason Seaver? Alan Thicke, Harrison Page, or William Daniels? Tough question. Do you know the answer? It's Alan Thicke. What was the famous theme song from Growing Pains? As Long as We've Got Each Other, Everywhere You Look, or Thank You for Being a Friend? If you've seen Growing Pains, you've likely sang along to As Long as We've Got Each Other. What did Geronimo do after being captured in 1876? Escaped to Mexico, joined the US Army, or became a trader? The correct answer is escaped to Mexico. Question 10. How many people were with Geronimo when he surrendered? Over 1,000, none, or only a few dozen? How many people were with Geronimo when he surrendered? The correct answer is only a few dozen. Question 11. What is the capital of Norway? Stockholm, Helsinki, or Oslo? Maybe you've been, maybe you can draw from knowledge from your travelling days, or maybe you just know that the answer is Oslo. The capital of Norway is Oslo. What is the name of a type of tea? Latsi, matcha, or soda? Which of those is the name of a type of tea? Maybe it's included in that collection pictured. The answer is matcha. What sea creature did Old Stormalong fight? A kraken, leviathan, or a giant squid? Don't know about you, but I'm not overly keen on fighting any of them. But the correct answer is that Old Stormalong fought a kraken. What did Old Stormalong's ship supposedly create? The Panama Canal, the Suez Canal, or the English Channel? Supposedly, Old Stormalong's ship created the Panama Canal. Question 15. Which nut is combined with chocolate in popular chocolate spreads? Almond, hazelnut, or walnut? The answer we're looking for is hazelnut. Very well done if you got that one right. What animal did young Davy Crockett claim to kill? A wolf, a bear, or a cougar? Maybe you're racking your brain through that classic Davy Crockett song to try and see if there's any answers there. The correct answer, though, is a bear. What was Davy Crockett's rifle affectionately called? Old Betsy, Sweet Annie, or Lady Liberty? The answer is Old Betsy. 18. Who was shown a red card in 2006 World Cup final? No, it's not Davy Crockett. Is it David Beckham, Zinedine Zidane, or Cristiano Ronaldo? One of those three footballers was shown a red card in the 2006 World Cup final. The answer is Zinedine Zidane for the infamous headbutt. Manny being Manny referred to which baseball star? Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter, or Manny Ramirez? Now there is an obvious answer there, but is it the correct one? Or is it a red herring? No, it's correct. Manny Ramirez is the answer we're looking for. Question 20. Manny Ramirez played for which MLB team in 2008? Chicago Cubs, New York Yankees, or the Boston Red Sox? Manny Ramirez played for the Boston Red Sox in 2008. Kevin Garnett helped which NBA team win in 2008? Boston Celtics, Chicago Bulls, or Miami Heat? Testing how well you know your NBA from your MLB to your NFL, the answer to the NBA question is Boston Celtics. Danica Patrick challenged gender norms in which sport? Auto racing, tennis, or basketball? Danica Patrick challenged gender norms in auto racing. A-Rod was outed for steroid use in which year? 2009, 1989, or 1994? The correct answer is 2009. Which baseball team did Alex Rodriguez play for? The Chicago White Sox, St. Louis Cardinals, or New York Yankees? And the answer we're looking for is the Yankees. Question 25. The Yankees dynasty ended in tragedy in which year? 2017, 2007, or 2001? The correct answer is 2001. Question 26. Who were co-MVPs when the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees? Derek Jeter and Mariano Rivera, Curt Schilling and Randy Johnson, or Roger Clemens and Andy Pettitte? The correct answer is Curt Schilling and Randy Johnson. Pat Tillman left which NFL team to join the Army? Dallas Cowboys, New England Patriots, or Arizona Cardinals? A lot of sporty questions for you today on this general knowledge quiz. How are you faring? The answer to question 27 is the Arizona Cardinals. Pat Tillman was killed in which country in 2004? Iraq, Kuwait, or Afghanistan? The correct answer that we're looking for here is Afghanistan. Tim Donaghy worked as what before his scandal? Baseball umpire, NBA referee, or soccer coach? The correct answer is an NBA referee. Question 30. The Shaq and Kobe three-peat lasted from when to when? 2000 to 2002, 2014 to 2016, or 1990 to 1992? The Shaq and Kobe three-peat. It lasted from 2000 to 2002. Michael Phelps won 8 golds at which Olympics? Beijing 2008, Atlanta 1996, or Athens 2004? Michael Phelps won 8 golds at the Beijing Olympics in 2008. What established the framework for US government in 1787? The Bill of Rights, the Constitution of the United States, or Monroe Doctrine? Definitely not a sports question. Do you know the answer to this politics question? It's the Constitution of the United States. Which policy opposed new European colonization in the Americas? Truman Doctrine, Monroe Doctrine, or Roosevelt Corollary? The correct answer is Monroe Doctrine. Who was known as the common man president? Abraham Lincoln, Andrew Jackson, or John Quincy Adams? One of those men was known as the common man president. Do you know the answer? It's Andrew Jackson. 35. Which treaty ended the Mexican-American War in 1848? The Treaty of Paris, the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, or Jay Treaty? Which treaty ended the Mexican-American War in 1848? It was the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. The Haymarket Affair was linked to which movement? Women's suffrage, organised labour, or civil rights? The Haymarket Affair was linked to organised labour. Which 1896 case established separate but equal? Marbury versus Madison, Plessy versus Ferguson, or Brown versus Board? The answer is Plessy versus Ferguson. What trust did Roosevelt's administration break up in 1904? Standard Oil, Northern Securities Company, or AT&T? Trusts, policies, cases. How are you doing with this segment of the quiz? The answer to 38 is Northern Securities Company. What 1915 event pushed the US toward World War I? Was it the attack on Pearl Harbor, the sinking of the Lusitania, or the Zimmerman Telegram? The correct answer is the sinking of the Lusitania. 40. What triggered the Great Depression in 1929? Stock market crash, bank holiday, or Dust Bowl? The Great Depression in 29 was triggered by the stock market crash. Who was assassinated in Memphis in 1968? Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., or Robert Kennedy? The answer is Martin Luther King Jr. Which president broke the Patco air traffic controllers strike? Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, or George H.W. Bush? the Petco air traffic controller strike was broken? By Ronald Reagan. Question 43. Which 1990s scandal led to Clinton's impeachment? Monica Lewinsky affair, Whitewater scandal, or Iran-Contra affair? The correct answer is the Monica Lewinsky affair. 44. Which network broadcasted Growing Pains in the 1980s? NBC, ABC, or Fox? Growing Pains used to air on ABC. What talking car helped Michael Knight in Knight Rider? Kit, Car, or Max? Kitt, Karr, or Max? The answer is Kit. Who played the lead role in Knight Rider? Harrison Page, David Hasselhoff, or Alan Spencer? Swapping swimming trunks for speedy cars, it was David Hasselhoff. Which vehicle was Kit modelled after? Pontiac Trans Am, Chevrolet Camaro, or a Dodge Charger? If you're not a Knight Rider fan, this is not the couple of questions for you. Do you know the answer to 47? It's the Pontiac Trans Am. What law punished those restricting black voting rights? Enforcement Acts, Alien and Sedition Acts, or Kansas-Nebraska Act? What law punished those restricting black voting rights? The answer is Enforcement Acts. Which president purchased Louisiana from Napoleon? Thomas Jefferson, James Madison, or John Adams? Napoleon owned Louisiana and it was purchased from a president, and that president was Thomas Jefferson. Question 50. China Beach centred on which major historical event? Korean War, Vietnam War, or World War II? This question marks us being halfway through the quiz. Hope you're enjoying it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell icon for all future video notifications. The answer to question 50 is Vietnam War. Let's carry on into the second half of the quiz. Who played Nurse Colleen Murphy in China Beach? Dana Delaney, Marg Helgenberger, or Anne-Marie Martin? In China Beach, Colleen Murphy was played by Dana Delaney. Question 52. What type of setting was featured in China Beach? A military beach hospital, a city newsroom, or a courtroom? The correct answer is a military beach hospital. What genre best describes The Wild Bunch? Romantic drama, political thriller, or gritty western? If you were watching The Wild Bunch, would you be watching a romantic drama, political thriller, or gritty western? The answer is a gritty western. 54. Who directed The Wild Bunch in 1969? Sam Peckinpah, Sergio Leone, or Steven Soderbergh? In 1969, The Wild Bunch was directed by Sam Peckinpah. Who played Virgil Starkwill in Take the Money and Run? Gene Cervais, Woody Allen, or Ben Affleck? Three very, very different actors there, but do you know the answer? Virgil Starkwill was played by Woody Allen. Question 56. What does Virgil Starkwill try to become? A spy, a bank robber, or a con man? Virgil Starkwill tries to become a bank robber. Question 57 next. A fistful of dynamite is also known as what? The Good Thieves, Duck You Sucker, or Ride for Glory? A fistful of dynamite is also known as Duck You Sucker. Who directed A Fistful of Dynamite? Jules Dassin, Sergio Leone, or Brad Bird? A Fistful of Dynamite, or Duck You Sucker, was directed by Sergio Leone. 59. What film is considered the blueprint for heist movies? Rififi, The Town, or Topkapi? We've had loads and loads of heist movies now, but what film is considered the blueprint that started it all? The answer is Rififi. Question 60. Reservoir Dogs was directed by which filmmaker? Quentin Tarantino, Ben Affleck, or Steven Soderbergh? Reservoir Dogs was the directorial debut for Quentin Tarantino. What type of crime is central in Reservoir Dogs? Art theft, bank fraud, or diamond heist? Reservoir Dogs centres around a crime that is a diamond heist. Who crowned himself Emperor of France in 1804? Charlemagne, Gustavus Adolphus, or Napoleon I? The correct answer is, of course, Napoleon I. Question 63. Which French leader introduced the Napoleonic Code? Was that Napoleon I? Was it Nicolas Sarkozy, or Vladimir Lenin? Feels like it's an obvious answer, but is it? Yes, the answer is Napoleon I. Well done if you got that one right. Here's question 64. Who was the first emperor of the Romans in 800? Charlemagne, Napoleon I, or Gustavus Adolphus? I'll repeat the question. Who was the first emperor of the Romans in 800? The correct answer is Charlemagne. Charlemagne ruled over which early European empire? Holy Roman Empire, Russian Empire, or Mughal Empire? Charlemagne ruled over the Holy Roman Empire. Gustavus Adolphus was king of which country? Russia, Sweden, or France? Gustavus Adolphus was king of which country? The answer is Sweden. Which Swedish king made his nation a major power? Vladimir Lenin, Gustavus Adolphus, or Napoleon I? Which Swedish king made his nation a major power? The answer is Gustavus Adolphus. Finally, a correct answer for Gustavus. Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Prime Minister of which country? India, France, or Russia? Two of the possible answers are in the picture there. Is that a clue? Yes, it is. The answer is India. New Delhi became India's capital in which century? 18th, 20th, or the 19th century? New Delhi became India's capital in the 20th century. Which leader founded the Bolshevik Party in Russia? Vladimir Lenin, Gustavus Adolphus, or Napoleon I? The Bolshevik Party in Russia was founded by Vladimir Lenin. The Bolshevik Revolution took place in what year? 1939, 1848, or 1917? The Bolshevik Revolution took place in 1917. What title is given to the US President's wife? First Lady, Secretary of State, or Vice President? The US President's wife is given the title First Lady. Question 73. Who was Queen of Scotland from 1542 to 1567? Anne, Mary, Matilda? And the correct answer, Mary. Which queen fled to England after a rebellion? Isabella I, Mary, or Hatshepsut? It was Queen Mary that fled to England after a rebellion. Matilda was the daughter of which English king? William II, Henry I, or Edward I? Matilda was the daughter of which English king? Do you know the correct answer for this one? Bit of a tough question, but the answer is Henry I. Question 76. Queen Anne ruled Britain during which years? 1702 to 1714, 1909 to 1927, or 1403 to 1425? The correct answer is 1702 to 1714. Who was the female king of Egypt around 1473 BCE? Elizabeth, Hatshepsut, or Mumtaz Mahal? The female king of Egypt around 1473 BCE was Hatshepsut. Arsinoe II was queen of which regions? Egypt and Nubia, Thrace and Macedonia, or Greece and Crete? The answer is Thrace and Macedonia. Who was known as the 9 Days Queen? Lady Jane Grey, Mary, or Anne? Who was known as the 9 Days Queen? The shortest reigning English monarch, the answer is Lady Jane Grey. Question 80. Nefertiti was Queen of Egypt and wife of whom? Cyrus, Akhenaten, or Ramses II? Nefertiti was Queen of Egypt and the wife of Akhenaten. When was the NBA officially formed? 1949, 1937, or 1977? Just when you thought we were done with the sports questions, we bring in another. Do you know when the NBA was officially formed? It was 1949. 82. Which two leagues merged to create the NBA? The NBL and ABA, BAA and NBL, or NBL and NCAA? The answer is BAA and NBL. Who became NBA Commissioner in 1984? Larry O'Brien, Adam Silver, or David Stern? The NBA Commissioner. If you got this one right, very well done. It was David Stern. Which star helped globalize the NBA in the 1980s? Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal, or Tim Duncan? One of those stars globalized the NBA, or at least helped to do so, and the answer is Michael Jordan. Which team is part of the Atlantic Division? Chicago Bulls, Toronto Raptors, or Miami Heat? Which of those teams is part of the Atlantic Division? You got it right. The answer is Toronto Raptors. Which team is the Pacific Division? Golden State Warriors, Milwaukee Bucks, or Houston Rockets? So we did a team in the Atlantic. Now which team is in the Pacific Division? The answer is the Golden State Warriors. The Boston Celtics dominated during which decades? 50s and 60s, 70s and 80s, or 90s and 2000s? The Boston Celtics dominated during the 1950s and 1960s. Who led the Celtics to 11 championships? Bill Russell, Larry Bird, or Wilt Chamberlain? Celtics had 11 championships under the leadership of Bill Russell. Which team won the first NBA championship? Philadelphia Warriors, Minneapolis Lakers, or New York Knicks? The correct answer is the Philadelphia Warriors. Question 90. Which breakfast food often comes with bacon and coffee? Cereal, pancakes, or eggs? The correct answer is eggs. And we've got just 10 questions left. Let's try and get 100% for this last run of questions. How many different breakfast cereal brands exist in the USA? Around 200, more than 1,000, or less than 100? There are more than 1,000 cereal brands in the USA. What is IHOP especially famous for serving? Pancakes, smoothies, or omelettes? If you're going to go to IHOP, what are you likely to be given? What are you likely to order? The answer is pancakes. Which American breakfast dish is known as a healthy choice? Pancakes, avocado toast, or donuts? The correct answer is avocado toast. Which country supplies much of the USA's coffee? Egypt, Mexico, or England? From which country does USA get most of its coffee? The answer is Mexico. Question 95. Bagels are most often topped with which spread? Honey, cream cheese, or jam? Bagels are most often topped with one of those spreads. The answer is cream cheese. What invention transformed global farming in the 20th century? Electric motor, internal combustion engine, or steam engine? In the 20th century, global farming was transformed by internal combustion engines. When was the first successful gasoline tractor built? 1947, 1892, or 1915? The first successful gasoline tractor was built in 1892. What innovation in 1932 increased tractor speed and comfort? Diesel fuel, rubber tyres, or four-wheel drive? Tractor speed and comfort was increased in 1932 by rubber tyres. What is the most important US crop? Maize, soybeans, or wheat? What is the most important US crop? The answer we're looking for is maize. Question 100. After World War I, what machine spread in the corn belt? Maize picker, cotton picker, or grain combine? After World War I, what machine spread in the corn belt? The answer is maize picker. And we always finish around here with a bonus question. Who is Dorothy's dog in The Wizard of Oz? You can let us know the answer to that one in the comments, and whilst you're there, you can let us know how many points you scored and which quiz class award you receive. Champion, Master, Enthusiast, Apprentice, or Explorer. Let us know however you ranked. And that really is the end of our quiz today. Thanks for playing, and don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified in all of our upcoming videos. There are plenty of quizzes already uploaded that you can try if you can't wait for those new quizzes to be uploaded. My name's Ellis and I've been your host. Thanks again for joining us today at Quiz Class. We'll see you next time.